Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm super excited for today's video to haul some books with you guys. Last week was my birthday and pretty much everyone who wanted gift ideas for me, I just told them to get me books. So that's pretty much all I got. So I'm going to show you guys all the books I got for my birthday. I also hauled quite a few books back in February just through various shopping trips. So if you watch my monthly TBR videos, you might recognize some of those books because they've been sitting on my TBR cart. So some of them I have talked about just briefly. A couple of them are on my TBR for the month, but I thought I would just tack on the books I got in February with my birthday haul to just show you all the books I've accumulated over the past couple months. I hope you guys enjoy watching, and let's just jump right into the haul. Starting out with Check and Mate by Ali Hazelwood. For the book club I'm a part of, we did this secret Galentine's Day gift swap, and my Galentine gave me this book, which was perfect. I was so excited about it. I feel like this book is so like Valentine's Day coded. It just looks like the cutest little YA rom-com. I know this one is a romance between two chess players, which is so fun. I love chess. I loved Queen's Gambit, so I'm kind of hoping this book gives those same vibes. I know this is Ali Hazelwood's like first attempt at YA. I have heard some people say though that it doesn't read super YA. Like there are some things in here that are more new adult, so we'll see when I pick it up. I'm very excited to. I also love that Ali Hazelwood is just branching out. Like her two most recent releases are so different from her typical women in STEM type romances, which I love. She can keep doing that and I'm gonna eat it up, but I love that she's branching out and trying different things. I'm actually in the middle of her latest release, Bride, right now, so I can't wait to get to this one at some point. Like I said, I feel like it's very Valentine's Day coded, so I kind of wish I would have read it around that time, but I just had so many other books on my radar that it didn't make it to the TBR. But I do have so many other books to get to that maybe I'll just end up pushing this one back to next February. I am so excited about it though, so I feel like I'm going to want to pick it up sooner than a whole year from now, but we'll see. Very excited to get to it when I do. The first book I thrifted last month from Book Outlet is Forever Interrupted by Taylor Jenkins Reid. This is one of her backlist books before she started writing about like the famous fictional people, those interconnected books that are her more recent releases. I've only read one of her earlier releases, which is One True Loves. I read it last year and it ended up being one of my very favorite books of the year. I gave it 5 stars, so it made me really want to pick up more of her earlier books. This one sounded super similar to One True Loves. It's about this couple who have this like whirlwind romance. They meet and get engaged and then married very quickly soon after. But then I think the husband in the couple suddenly passes away, so we're following the woman as she grieves and tries to sort through and work out all of her feelings, which those themes and those topics sound very, very similar to what happened in One True Loves, which I adored that book, so I'm hoping this one gives me kind of similar vibes. I'm excited to check out more of TJR's earlier books. I also thrifted Sorrow and Bliss by Meg Mason. I really don't know what the plot of this book is, but I feel like it's one of those literary fiction, more vibes instead of plot books anyway. I'm pretty sure we're just following a young woman as she tries to navigate her 20s, I believe. I think it touches on mental health, and I've just seen this on so many lists comparing it to like a Sally Rooney type book, which she is my fave. So any book that gets compared to her books, I always want to give a try, and all the literary fiction girlies on Bookstagram love this one, so definitely want to read it at some point. My Lovely Wife by Samantha Downing has been on my fall TBR for the past few years, and I just never get around to it. I feel like other books always take priority, and then this one always gets pushed back, so I feel like I'm just gonna pick it up whenever I'm in the mood for a thriller, something more fast-paced, something to switch up my usual genres that I read. I always see this book recommended when people are talking about their favorite thrillers, and it just sounds so dark and twisted, but in the best way. I know it's about this married couple who live a seemingly very normal life, but they want to kind of spice up their marriage, so they take up a new dark hobby of killing people, which sounds crazy, it sounds wild, but I'm definitely excited to read it. I feel like I haven't read a thriller that I absolutely loved in such a long time, so I feel very hopeful that this could be one that kind of gets me back in my thriller era. I also thrifted The Naturals by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. This is the first book in a YA series. The Inheritance Games trilogy by the same author. I own the entire trilogy and has been on my fall TBR again for the past few years, and I just never get around to it. I keep saying that I want to do a reading vlog for the trilogy, so I don't know. I kind of want to get to that trilogy before jumping into a new series by her, because this one does have more books, but I feel like this series just really took off last year. I saw so many people reading and loving it, and it sounds really cool. It's like YA Criminal Minds. We're following all of these teens who have different skills and abilities to help solve crimes. Sounds super cool, and I feel like it's going to be a good one to get me out of a slump. It just sounds fast-paced, quick, easy, enjoyable, and I hear nothing but good things. I'm excited to get to it. Let me know if you think I should start this series first or read The Inheritance Inheritance Games trilogy first. I'm just undecided. I'm leaning more towards Inheritance Games because, like I said, there's less books, but this series sounds so fast-paced, so maybe I could get through these books more quickly. We'll see. Last book I thrifted from Book Outlet is Scythe. I think that's how you pronounce it, by Neil Shusterman. This one sounds so interesting. It is, I believe, YA dystopian, and it takes place in this future world where all disease has been cured. No one's really dying. There's no world hunger. There's no war, nothing like that. But the population is kind of growing out of control. So there are these Grim Reaper type things called Scythes who just go around and kill people. And I just have so many questions. Like, I want to know how they came to a point in the world where they ended all these diseases and found cures and there's no war anymore. I also really want to know how they decide who they're going to kill off, how they decide who the Scythes are. It sounds like such a cool concept, and I'm just very intrigued. And I know this is a series as well. I think it might just be a trilogy, but definitely want to get to it sometime soon. And then in all her glory, we have the beautiful Magnolia Parks Into the Dark. This is the most beautiful cover. This one came out last month, and I'm one of those people who is not a huge fan of the new Magnolia Parks covers. Although I do feel like they kind of give you a better idea of what the books are going to be like. I just feel like the characters are so intricate. Jessa Hastings' writing style is so beautiful and unique, just like these covers. So in a way, I feel like these covers are a bit more accurate in terms of what you're going to be getting yourself into when you pick these books up. I just love the OG covers. So I was like, how am I going to get my hands on this cover? I thought I was going to have to wait forever and ever until it became available in the US. But then I heard, I think Destiny say in her podcast that she ordered this cover from Amazon UK. And I was like, I didn't even know you could do that. I didn't know they would ship to the US, but that is how I got this book. So very glad I did. The only thing is, it is very big and thick, and it's bigger than the rest of the books that I have in the series, so it doesn't match, but I don't even care because I'm just obsessed with this cover. I think it is so pretty. I still need to read book 4 before I get into this one, but I just know this one is going to be beautiful but also painful based on how the last Magnolia book ended. I'm scared, but I'm also excited to see how BJ and Magnolia's story wraps up. And then I picked up All Roads Lead Here by Mariana Zapata. So the story with this one is, when I hit 1K on YouTube a couple weeks ago, I went out shopping with my husband, and we of course went to Barnes. He's like, I want to buy you a book to celebrate as a little gift for hitting 1K. And I was like, I don't know what book I want. There wasn't any I really needed. I feel like all the new releases that came out I bought or pre-ordered, and it was about to be my birthday, so I'm like, everything that I'm kind of wanting I already asked for. So I was walking around, I was about to leave empty-handed until I saw this book, and I had just read From Look Up With Love by Mariana Zapata back in February and really loved it. And after I finished it, it made me want to read more from her. And I feel like her two most popular books that I have not yet read are The Wall of Winnipeg and Me, which I already own. I got that book last fall. And then All Roads Lead Here is the other book that I hear so many great things about, but didn't own this one. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try this one out. I don't really know what the storyline is in this, what the dynamic is. I think it's about a woman and her landlord, and there's an age gap. I also think the setting is kind of like mountainous. I feel like I've heard it recommended for winter, but other than that, I don't really know much. I kind of want to go into it a bit blind, but I just really enjoyed From Look Up With Love, and it made me so excited to pick up more from Mariana Zapata, so I can't wait to get to this one. And then if you guys watched my March TBR, you will know that Saving Six by Chloe Walsh is on my TBR for the month. This is actually the next book I'm planning to pick up. I'm going to be filming a reading vlog with this book. I got this one at the end of February, I believe, because this book and book 4 in the series, by the time this video is up, I'll probably have book 4 because I ordered them both in these new style of covers. I think they got picked up to be traditionally published here, so they changed all the covers, and I just wanted them all to match. So I got this one. This is the 3rd book in the Boys of Tommen series, and it is the 1st book following Joey and Aoife. Joey is the brother of Shannon, who we meet in Finding and Keeping 13. So I don't really know what to expect from Joey and Aoife's story. I'm expecting it to be sad and emotional, but other than that, I don't really know what the timeline of the story is going to be or what their relationship timeline is going to look like, but very excited because Finding and Keeping 13 were my very favorite books of 2023, so I have really high expectations going into books 3 and 4. And then of course book 5, Taming Seven, comes out in April. It's one of my most anticipated releases for the year. I just cannot wait. I absolutely adore these characters and this series so much. Another one from my my March CBR Finale by Stephanie Garber. This is the third book in the Caraval trilogy. Unfortunately, I don't think I'm gonna have time to get to this one in March, but I'm planning to pick it up in early April because I really want to read the spin-off trilogy to this, which is the Once Upon a Broken Heart trilogy. I feel like I've been saying that all year long, but I'm just slowly making my way through this series. I read book 2 last month and then picked up book 3 immediately after, so that is why I bought this one. Really want to finish out this trilogy very soon. And then I got Betty by Tiffany McDaniel. This is another one that if you watched my March TBR video, my very first prompt I pulled for that video was to buy a book off my wish list, so this is the one that I chose. I hear nothing but good things about. It's one that I don't really know the plot of, other than we're following the life of this woman named Betty, and I've heard that it's kind of emotional and sad, but I hear the best things about it. I see so many 5-star ratings for it, so I really want to give it a try. I am very excited. Another one I don't know if I'm going to get to in the month of March, but I intend to pick it up very, very soon. Now we're getting into the books that I got for my birthday. The first one is In the Weeds by B.K. Borison. This is the second book in the Love Light Farm series, and as a seasonal reader, it is so satisfying to me that all 4 of these books take place in each 4 of the different seasons. Book 1, Love Light Farms, was of course the Christmas winter book, and this one is the spring book. And in this book, our male main character we were introduced to in Love Light Farms, he's one of the guys that works on the Christmas tree farm. And then we're also introduced to our female main character in this, who our male main character actually had a one-night stand with previously, and now they are reconnecting. So I'm really excited to see their story play out. I absolutely loved Love Light Farms. I thought the relationship building was so strong in that one, so I cannot wait to read more from this series. Another book I got that feels so spring to me is Mad Honey by Jodi Picoult, and then I think it's co-written with Jennifer Finney Boylan. I really don't know too much about the plot of this book, but I know that one of the characters is a beekeeper, which gives me very springtime vibes. It also talks about second chances for several of the characters in here, so that also gives me spring vibes. And I've heard this one compared to Where the Crawdads Sing because there's a trial in this book and there's a murder, so I'm just really excited. I hear very good things, and I'm excited to go into it a little bit blind. I don't know too much except for very vague details of the plot and of the characters, so I can't wait. I am planning to pick this one up this spring. I also got The Friend Zone by Abby Jimenez. This is the first book in her Backlist trilogy that she wrote before Part of Your World and Yours Truly. I absolutely adored the 2 companion novels in the Part of Your World series so much. Yours Truly I gave 5 stars to and was one of my very favorite books of 2023, and it made Abby Jimenez one of my favorite authors and confirmed that I need to read absolutely everything that she's ever written. So I know this series is not as popular as her newer books, but with how much I love those 2 books, I just need to read everything from her. So excited to give this one a try. Just from reading the back, it kind of sounds like it's a relationship between a maid of honor and a best man, and it takes place around a wedding. So I'm excited. I want to read this one soon. And then my husband actually gave me this Stranger Things Choose Your Own Adventure type book. It's called Heroes and Monsters. I don't even know if this book is on Goodreads, but I keep saying recently how I want to rewatch Stranger Things, so I think he had that in his head and he picked up this book for me. I've never read a Choose Your Own Adventure type book, but it looks really cool. There's like over 25 different ways the story can go, and you kind of get to one page and it's like, if you want this to happen, go to this page. If you want this outcome to happen, go to this page. So that just sounds super fun. I feel like I'm gonna want to try out all the different scenarios that can happen, and I love that this one book has like a ton of different stories in it. So super cool to get back into my Stranger Things era. It is one of my favorite shows, so super excited about this book. And then finally, the last book I got is Butcher and Blackbird by Brynn Weaver. I've been seeing this book everywhere and seeing the best things about it. It's a relationship between 2 serial killers. That's all I know. But I'm very intrigued to see what kind of redeemable qualities both of these characters are gonna have, because if there's not a vigilante type aspect to their characters, I'm like, how are we gonna enjoy them? How are we gonna root for them? But I've heard it compared to the Mindfuck series, which I loved, so I cannot wait. I'm very excited to read this one soon. This one is also gonna be the start to a series, maybe just a trilogy. Can't wait to get into it. And those are all the books I got over the past couple months for my birthday, just shopping. So that's going to conclude the haul. Let me know if there's any books in here that you think I should prioritize or really want to see me read or want to include in reading vlogs. Any of that, leave below in the comments. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe if you're not already so you don't miss out on any of my future videos. And I will see you guys so soon in the next one. Bye guys.